Hey, Governor and Lieutenant Governor,
Hi.
thank you both for coming down here.
Sure.
And welcome to the grand and glorious 150th State Legislative District, which is my district, and we're all sitting in here tonight. You asked what would be the effects of your proposed budget on our town. And I realize your charge is monumental. Closing a $3.5 billion budget gap takes ingenuity and stamina to increase revenues and decrease spending without jeopardizing what is going well for Connecticut's economy. I respectfully submit, however, that your budget will do great harm both to the financial stress already in Connecticut and to my town of Greenwich if your proposed tax increases are enacted. The key to revenue growth is job creation, not tax increases, especially if the taxes are levied at the high-income households. The Wall Street Journal today has an article showing that Connecticut is second only to New York State in deriving its revenue from income taxes, and that over 40% of the income tax receipts are paid by the top 1% of the earners. I quote, "States that are the most heavily reliant on the taxes of the wealthy, New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut, are now among those with the biggest budget holes." They didn't mention California, that's also a problem. Not only does tax revenue drop off if high-wage earners lose their high incomes, as we have seen over the past 2 years, but if taxes are too high, these very tax producers leave Connecticut for more tax-friendly states. As my husband keeps reminding me, all hedge fund managers need is a computer and some phones. They don't have to locate their businesses in Connecticut. They come here for the proximity to New York City, the schools, and the lifestyle, as you pointed out, which is terrific. But if too high taxes may cause them to rethink a Connecticut residency. I'm concerned about the proposed sales tax on boats, planes, and repairs and maintenance. Corporate and private owners of jet aircraft, as well as boat owners, only have to take these craft across the Sound from New York to Rhode Island to Massachusetts to pay far less taxes, and they will do that. We've already discussed Greenwich Hospital. You're well aware of the problems. May I remind you that Greenwich Hospital took in many of the patients that were United Hospital in Portchester when that closed many years ago. Lastly, as I said to Secretary Barnes at the Finance Public Hearing on your proposed budget, that yet with another change in the gift and estate tax rates, some families are bewildered and discouraged when trying to do their tax planning. Connecticut is one of only 4 states with a gift tax. At one point, this tax was being phased out. Then the threshold to begin it was raised to $2 million, then to $5.5 million, which was at least acceptable, but now the proposal is to return this threshold to $2 million again. I urge you at least to adopt what the federal limits have in place for the next 2 years. I'm sorry to be critical of your budget, and only critical of the budget and the taxes, but there's a high price associated with taxing high-income earners, imposing new taxes on luxury items in our hospitals. Having been in the legislature for 11 years, I think the budget czars rely too much on increasing revenue from taxes, the rainy day fund, and borrowing, and not enough from making a systematic change to our economy, i.e. creating a business and family-friendly state that creates jobs that in turn create revenue growth. That is where our Connecticut budget has to go.